So guys, welcome to another gardening video on my channel. My name is Spunks. Guys, we're in a new month. And you know, when we're in a new month, what needs to happen for the new month? We need to, what can you grow? So in this video, we're gonna go through a number of vegetables and herbs that you can grow in March. So right now in South Africa, we are still in summer, but it seems like autumn is on its way. So I thought, let's do a video on the vegetables that we can grow in March. And it's good that I'm amongst the boys and the girls. Yeah? So I'm amongst Swiss chard, spinach, and that's the first crop that you can still grow in March. Spinach, Swiss chard. These, for me, again, I love spinach. I love Swiss chard. It's one of it's the staple that you need in a garden. For beginner gardeners, for expert gardeners, I would say that a spinach patch is a necessity. Number one, it grows very easily in the garden. It's always one of the first crops that pop up once you start seeding them. So yeah, once you start planting them. So for me, spinach, the more and also what I like about spinach is that the more you pluck, the more you get from the actual spinach. So it's a great vegetable to have if you have kids, because then they can actually see the fruits of their labor when they come out and they say, oh, I have some spinach. It's one of those crops that you can come into the garden and crop out, and that basically also strengthens the spinach as well. So number one, you heard me. you heard me. So number two and number three, they're sitting right here. Number two and number three are sitting right here. We have radish, there, and we have beetroot over here and over there and over there. So with these crops, I've recently started growing them. Let's talk about beetroot first. So with beetroot first, I started probably in towards the end of Feb. You can still plant now. I planted some more now. So yeah, they're still growing. They're still in the midst of growing. And if you haven't seen my secret about beetroot, I will tag it in this it's truck, bruh. I will tag this video, the video that I made about beetroot, so that you can learn all the secrets about beetroot. But beetroot is a lovely crop to have. It's a lovely crop to have. It's it's an easy crop to grow, root crop. So just make sure that the soil is nice and comfy. But it's a nice crop to grow, easy to grow, fast to also pop up in the garden. So yeah, man, beetroot. Then we move steadily along to some radish. So the radish, I also planted it, I would say, in the middle of Feb, and you can already see these ones are planted later in Feb, and already they've started to grow. These ones are planted probably in the middle of Feb, and you can see a nana. Look at the nana. Already. So this one, a nice fast growing crop that you can grow in the garden. It's another nice one to do with the kids because it's fast, and you also get to see it. You get to see the harvest very quickly. So yeah, just make sure again that the soil is nice, because it's also a root crop. And I also have another video with this one, so if you want to check that out, check it out. So yeah, sticking with the root crops, we have another root crop, carrots. Carrots is number 4. That one, carrots, I struggle sometimes with carrots. It's a bit of a toughy one, but it's it's also a staple that you need in the garden, I would say. It's just I don't get along with the carrots. But carrots, you can definitely grow it in March. And what I would say is probably try and grow the baby carrots first and see how you do with that. And once you get to the baby carrots, then you'll say, okay, let me progress into the normal carrots. Again, with the root crop, you need nice soil, nice soft soil, deep soil, and then plant that in there and it will do well. Also, just make sure that you don't cover the soil too much. You don't cover it with soil too much, because it does then struggle to pop up up on the soil. It does struggle to germinate, basically. Yeah. So number 4, carrots. Yeah. So next on the list we have lettuce. So yeah, lettuce, again, there's different varieties of lettuce. What I would say is, if you're a beginner gardener, try and get the crop that grows in your climate. And how you would know that is, what is the supermarket selling in your area. So if you see, most of the time I would see the Great Lakes, so that's why I want to try it. I'm gonna also plant some lettuce in my garden as well, because I tried to grow the other time and it just didn't pop up, or something happened to it. But there's also different varieties. There's smaller varieties which are really nice to grow. I've had those which are really nice because it's an exotic type of crop. And just make sure that if you're growing a certain type, just know that what the spacing is for it, and that you can always know at the back of the seed packet. So just make sure that the spacing is correct, and yeah, it gets enough water. You should be okay. Next we have rocket. So I can even smell it here. Can even smell it. Rocket is something that you definitely can't miss the smell of. So basically, rocket is probably the easiest crop that you can grow, honestly. It grows fast, it grows quickly. The issue with rocket is that you need to be harvesting on a daily basis. And when I say daily, probably every other day, every second other day, because this thing will seed very quickly, and before you know it, the crop is gone. So that's what happened to my one. It seeded very quickly. But yeah, again, just make sure that you are harvesting as much as possible. But very easy, very quick, one of the quickest crops to grow. Love. Then the next one we have is cauliflower. So again, here we're growing some cauliflower. Again, cauliflower needs some space, so actually give it some space to grow big, because it will grow large. It has very big leaves. So yeah, just make sure that you have enough space for that. Yeah, and that one doesn't grow it doesn't grow quickly. It actually takes some time to grow, especially the inside and the actual cauliflower. So yeah, just be patient with that one, but definitely want to keep in autumn. It won't mind being at a lower heat with the cauliflower. So yeah, cauliflower, do it. So the next one we have is kale. So kale, similarly to let's say the spinach, similarly to the spinach, it also, once you start chopping, it's gonna start flourishing. So kale, also another one that is really nice to grow. It's huge when looked after. I think for me, when I stopped growing it, because there just wasn't enough. We weren't eating it enough in the house, so that's why I stopped growing them. But they are great for juices, like smoothies, if you want to be healthy and stuff, and it's very easy to grow, very easy. Just make sure that you have a lot of space for them. Kale. Then we have onion. So onion is another one that I have struggled with. Please, 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 in the comments, if you can tell me how to improve on how to grow onion. Maybe I need to start it from seedlings and then I can transplant them into the garden. I don't know, but that's a great crop that you can grow in March. Onion, spring onion, either or. Okay. Then next we have garlic, another lovely one in the kitchen, a nice one to grow in the kitchen. Garlic. I wish I actually had some garlic, and maybe it's time for me to grow some garlic in the garden. If this gets, I don't know, if this gets 50 likes, I'll grow some garlic. Okay. Why not? So we have on the next on the list we have pak choy. It looks really nice. You can put it in your noodles and stuff like that. It's really nice. I want to grow that. That's definitely one crop that I need to grow in my garden. So that one, pak choy, again, you can grow that one. Next we have cabbage, another staple in South Africa. We have some cabbage. Again, just make sure that you have a lot of spacing, just to make sure that it has enough space to grow cabbage. And also it also gets some insects as well, so just make sure you have some protection for the insects with that one. And then last but not least, we have leeks. So leeks, again, I haven't grown leeks because we don't really eat them in the garden, but that's another crop that you can grow inside the garden. Love it. Do what you gotta do, man. So I gave you a nice selection to choose from. There's no excuses to be growing, okay? Please. Okay, so to wrap it up, we're gonna go through some of the herbs that you can grow in March. So the first one, basil. You all know basil. What's nice about basil is that it's a perennial, so every 2 years you'll have it in the garden growing nicely. Similarly to the sage, so you'll have it every year until 2 years, then it will start to seed, and then basically those seeds will then produce more. We have chives, just chives. It's just chives. Then we have thyme, and then also parsley, oregano, and then the last one we have mint as well. I would say mint, grow it in a container. Rather grow it in a container because it can really just be invasive to your garden. So with that one, I would say at least do it in a container, and then you should be okay, right? Guys, I gave you a list. Nah? I gave you a list. Please. So there are no excuses. I want to see everybody growing. And if I don't, I'm going to come right after you. Okay? I'm not afraid. I'll come right. Guys, love, peace, and grow every day.